Hi there, here's just a quick update for this afternoon's racing on the 8th of December and what a miserable day it has been. The quality of racing has been very poor and the quality of my selections has been equally poor. It's been a prolonged process now where my selections have been failing to do the business. Out of the 9 races I got involved in terms of Dutch betting over on Betdaq, I only found one winner, which has ultimately seen my bank drop down to £160. So that's really, really frustrating given how well this has been going in the past. But certainly the past week has increasingly seen lots of poor results. If I quickly scan through the market watch list for you, you'll see there's 2 strategies I've been implementing here. They're actually exactly the same, but the pace map Dutch reversed selections strategy, I've been using that simply to differentiate which race is which. I've mentioned before where I've found that my 2 selections when Dutched would return less than my stake. I've been instead looking for value elsewhere by opposing them and Dutching the rest of the field. So that's what's happening with those particular races. But I'm still trying to get them to trade out for £25 or red up after 75% of the race has gone. Now, on that subject, I've mentioned on numerous occasions I'm not particularly keen on this redding up business. And we've had the same sort of situation again, although this is a reversed option. This one here, it readied up. If I double click on this, it readied up. But you'll see one of the selections in that reversed Dutch was actually the winner. And the 2 sitting at 9 to 9 here, they readied up. But the selections proceeded to come in after the red up had been complete. So I'm going to abandon the idea of redding up. As I've said before, if losing your overall stake is an issue for you, reduce your stakes. So that's going to be my final offer on that. I just don't like doing it. Going back to the pace map reverse selections, there was 7 selections today. 3 of them ultimately won, and in other words, my 2 selections didn't win. And if you did the sums, that would be an overall profit over those 7 races of £215 based on £100 stakes. Now again, that's another winning day using that particular methodology. Very, very early days, has to be said. I need to do that a lot more. But one of the interesting things is that in any one given day, the number of races that occurs in where you reverse the selections is relatively small. Today's been the worst day for that in terms of the numbers of races affected. With 7, typically, as I said earlier, it's 3, 4, maybe 5 at the most. And so looking at the returns from a return on investment point of view, I haven't actually done the figures, but it should be relatively high because there's so few races that it involved in that particular technique. All the other ones, if I can just get rid of all those pace map ones just to get them out of the way. Just give me a second. Oh, missed 2. There we go. So if I remove those, you'll see it's more or less been a bit of a scratch day. But again, a couple of these, the selections went on to shorten further after the red out process has occurred. So yes, a very disappointing day, it has to be said, and I'm beginning to doubt what I'm doing. We got off to a great start when I first started this, and for about 4 or 5 weeks, some of the results were absolutely terrific. But the past week or so, it's been pretty poor. Now, I don't know if that's the quality of the racing, if it's the poor weather that's affecting things, who knows? So I'm kind of stuck as to where to go from here, whether it's worthwhile pursuing. Um, I'll see. I'll need to think about that. I'm not going to bother doing the evening racing at Chelmsford tonight. I need to have a wee think about what the heck I'm doing here. But anyway, hope you found that interesting, guys. I'll speak to you later. Cheers.